introduction round. My name is Musa Kakushi. I'm working with SAP for almost 5 years. I'm with a developer background, working now since 4 years in integration topics, since more than 2 years for technology consulting, delivering several projects to customer with a focus on B2B projects. And with this initiative, we also built the B2B Factory, the B2B Integration Factory, where we solve our customer needs when it comes to B2B business. And yeah, very happy to be here today. Maybe then I will hand over to Noah.
Yeah, hi. So my name is Noah. I'm part of SAP now since nearly 1 year, and part of the B2B Integration Factory team since 6 months or so. Yeah, so there's not much to talk about me. Yeah. And do you want to start, Musa? Yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's get started. This is our agenda for today. We'll start with an introduction. Then we will see Noah will show us where to find the B2B content, how to use it. Then he will show the content in action in a demo session. And afterwards, I will take over again and talk a little bit on how to get started, how to efficiently adapt the content, and how you can start it. Also providing some approaches and how to use it, and gives also some guidance on where to use it and so on. Okay, so maybe starting with an introduction to the B2B Factory itself. We as a consultants, we are working at several customers, and when we get to the customers, we always see the same. We see that the B2B business, it's very critical, very complex. You have a lot of challenges, and the situation at the customers, it's quite always the same. This is what we see. We have trading partners that have thousands of trading partners, very different B2B system solutions. Different solution providers. We see a lot of B2B standards were used. What we see, what the customers have in common are the scenarios. So procure to pay, lead to cash, purchase to pay, order to cash. These are mostly common, but the way how the customers exchange the data varies a lot. And our approach is to get everything to one platform. So using the integration suite of SAP and using the TPM, so the trading partner management capabilities, and join all the functions, all the standards, and so on together. And what we are always seeing is customers and partners, when they exchange data, exchange information, there's not a common standard, you can say. So every customer has it different. And what we see at customers is when they exchange data, usually it's that they adapt to each other, and there's no way of adapting. So usually you have the case that customers, so when trading partners exchange information and do business together, the bigger customers adapt, or the smaller customers adapting to the bigger customer, or whoever is more flexible or has the better IT infrastructure is adapting because he has more flexibility to the other. So we don't have a real standard. And this is why we said, okay, there's no standard. So when we deliver content, so it's not a content you can use straight away, because the content we deliver, you have maybe trading partners exchanging business information with, they use it in a different way. So what we aligned on, what we do internally, what we provide to everyone, to the community, is a kind of data, so message mappings and message information that are very common. So you don't have to use them, but this is the most common way how we experienced it. And it can it can work as a frame that you can start using, and you can adapt it, you can fit it, you can see what are the differences with your trading partners and start using it. And the idea also behind that is when we deliver this content, you get it in a way that is according to the standard. So according to a low code standard, about clean core concept, we talk about a paradigm shift where we say, okay, we want to get away from all the codings, from the technical complexity, more to a business-driven approach. And what we still see today when looking into customer system is it's this. And for some customers, I mean, we still see a lot of coding, which is not a recommendation because it's very complex, difficult to hand over, difficult to onboard people, and causes a lot of maintenance. Nowadays, you might think, okay, when you have flows or you have one integration flow per trading partner, this is also a new concept. So you are following a low-code approach, but this is also not correct. Because you recreate flows for every trading partner, and let's say you have hundreds or thousands of trading partners, this cannot be a solution. And having also generic codes might seem also okay for a lot of you because, to be honest, I also feel much comfortable or more comfortable to use coding since we have GPT and GPT models. But we want to get away from this. And just to give a glimpse on how we expect it to look like, it's like this. So where on the left side, you can see where we define the transactions without any coding. It's just configuring where you configure the connection to your trading partner. And down below, you see the message mapping and where you assign the values to each other. And yeah, this is the introduction. Then I will hand over to Noah to show you where to find them.
Yes, thank you, Musa. So we will talk now about where we will or where you can find our ready-to-use B2B content. So yeah, you probably all know. Kannst du eine weitermachen? Yeah. So you probably all know the Business Accelerator Hub, but for those who might not have worked with it recently, so the Business Accelerator Hub is SAP's central platform for discovering integration content, and it brings together APIs, events, iFlows, and many more all in one place. And it is basically the entry point when you want to connect SAP solutions like S/4HANA or SuccessFactors or any third-party system quickly and efficiently. And also our content is published on the Business Accelerator Hub. So yeah, we have selected some integration artifacts and made it available through the hub so you can find and reuse them easily. And in the next demo, I will walk through how to find that content and how it can help you speed up your integration work. So let me just share my screen. Okay. So right now we are at the Business Accelerator Hub, which you can access at apa.sap.com. And so here you just have to go on more, then on community. Then you can click on view all and just search for B2B. That should work from now. And here you can see all our content. So for this demo, we will use the order to cash B2B scenario. And especially, so here we have the Idoc and the SOAP scenario for order to cash. And today we will use the SOAP scenario. So if you click on the SOAP scenario, you will get redirected to the GitHub. And here you can find the Insomnia collection, the Macs, and the TPA. So we have to download every file, which we will do right now. Okay. So now that we have downloaded everything from the GitHub, we can close it and go to our integration suite. And here you will find under design Macs, where you can import the content or the Macs, of course, and also the mix, which are all in one zip. So you can just click on browse, then open the Mac. And now you have to do a consistency check, which we will do right now. This will take a few seconds. In the meantime, we can, okay, so now it's done. Yes, so here you can see that we will import 4 different Macs with the mix, of course. And here on the right side, if you click on this icon, you can see that there are no issues. So you can just import everything by clicking on import, of course. So now this will take a few seconds. And in the meantime, we can just duplicate the page. So we can go in the integration suite, again on design, then on B2B scenario. Here you can find company profiles, partner profiles, and all the agreements. And we want to import one agreement. This we will do by clicking on cross actions, then on import, and now again on import. And here we can just name it demo B2B Integration Factory. And on browse. And now we have to open our TPA. And we will just keep this as it is. And I will not click on import because we have to check if this one is completed yet, but no. So the import here has to be finished before we can import our trading partner agreement. So now that it's done, we can close this, go back to our agreement, import this one as well. Because the Macs and the mix are already active, so that we can import our TPA. Okay, so this one is also done. So I just told you that the Macs and the mix are already active, but the agreement, you have to activate it because here you will see the order to cash B2B scenario SOAP, and it's still in draft. So we have to go to agreements, then click on the TPA and then activate it. And once this one is activated, we already have a running scenario, which we can test with our Insomnia collection, which we also downloaded. For this, I will use Bruno. So I already imported it, but I will show you how to do this one as well. So you just click on the 3 dots, go and import collection, then you can select which collection you have. So for this case, we have an Insomnia collection. Then we can just open it, browse for a location where we will save it, and just import it. So I have already done this. This one is too wrong. This one here, and here we will. We have all the requests, and then we just can. If you have the right environment, of course, you can just send the request, and you will see, hopefully, that it works. Yes, so we'll get a response here, and the same for the other ones. Okay, I think I don't have to go through everything. Yes. And now you have a running scenario, and you can test it, and then you can also configure it as you want. Yeah. So I will just give back to Musa.
Yes. Thank you, Noah. I will share again. If we have some time left, I think we will have some time left at the end, then we can have a look into the system and see what was triggered and what's the outcome, what's the input, and also look into the mappings itself and also a little bit into detail. Yeah, but we saw you can run it end to end within, I don't know, how long did it take? 10 minutes. Okay, Noah is an expert, but you can also set it up, run it within maybe 1-2 hours of your time. And there are also guides available. And yeah. Then, yeah, the question now for many customers, I mean, the factory is there, the solution is working, and you even get the pre-starter, the prepackaged content. And the question now for many customers and partners is how to get started. How can I efficiently adapt and make use of the content? And what's the best way to try it out? And yeah, it depends on the context and so on. But yeah, when you go ahead and when you try working with it, we recommend different approach. So first approach we recommend is a payload-driven approach. So that let's say you take the content that Noah has shown in his Insomnia collection. He's using a payload, and you can use the same payload, run it with your logic, and see what's the outcome and compare it. And this is what we do. We also go with the test-driven approach. So we take the payload-driven approach. So we only work with payload. So we use payload. So you get an output, and this is your actual output. And this one you can compare with the desired output. And based on this, you adjust the mapping. And this goes in hand with the test-driven approach because we also use testing tools. And with these testing tools, it compares it automatically, and you see straight away where you have some differences and where to change it. And then there's also the base overlay approach. So when you have your mappings, we recommend customers, especially customers that that have a lot of trading partners, that they create a base mapping, and on top on this base you have overlays. So you can say, like, you always have, for example, the header values. You always map them, right? This is critical values. You always use them. So this kind of logic goes into the base. Or just to give an example, line items. You always need line items, or usually you need them, and then you have to use them. So this goes into the base, and everything extra goes into the overlay. And yeah, when you start with the modernization, you can start or use the prepackaged content as a start. See how different it is from your from what you have, what you are using, and compare it and use it as a pre-starter. It also gives examples. So you have example mappings, example message definitions, where you get a streamlined process, we say. So you already do it the right way when you use what we provide to you as a draft, so as the initial steps. And this goes in hand with the paradigm shift, right? So where you or you get away from this technical to a business-oriented perspective. And for sure, you also save some time because you already have within, as we saw in the demo, within minutes, you already have a running setup. And yeah, if this is something for you, we have defined also possible next steps. We offer also hands-on ramp-up session with a customer in their tenant, where we look into the context, where we also try to set up the factory, import the B2B flows, deploy them, run as we did with as Noah did. We can do it also on your tenant, or support you with that. Then you also can put your hands on and get your hands dirty within your tenant. We also offer POCs and enablement services where we train you on how to implement the solution by yourself. And yeah, just to give some, maybe, as we were talking about, let's say, for example, we also talked about the test-driven approach. Yeah, this you should see. Now, this is how it might look like. We are using INT4. So when you run, for example, the prepackaged content, and then you will compare it to your output, you will see differences. And if you have this kind of setup with the test-driven approach, it's easier for you to adapt to it. Yeah, I think we're done and ready for a Q&A session, and also for diving into the system and see what messages Noah has triggered.